Six pack like a streetcar named Desire. Who got my back and I'm in my life back? Who people with you with me? Where the fuck you at?
All right, we're back. You ready or what?
Wait, you were recording that?
I was recording everything.
Oh shit!
I've been recording.
Oh.
That's how we do it, bro. All right, welcome back to another episode of Dirt Surfers. I am your house. It's autocorrect, my ninjas. I have your host, Fernando Gonzalez Jr., and this is my co-host,
Mark Martinez.
All right, well, we're back. We've kind of been MIA,
Yes.
but for good reasons, sir, for good reasons.
Yeah, Ferny told me that he didn't want to do another podcast till I finished my movie. That was one
I kept my word, though.
stipulation.
That's a big word. What does that mean? Stipulation? Stipulation.
That's like a rule that you have.
Okay.
Like a
Yeah, it was a requirement.
requirement.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have a lot to talk about, dude. But I did say that. And, well, what can you tell us about that? How do you feel about this movie?
I feel pretty good.
I know we were working on the variant posters. We got those going on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I'm doing some audio, just fixing a little bit of the
Touch-ups.
Yeah, just making sure the levels are good, but
Mhm.
and some nice little stretching it out, just kind of getting the last like final edit, but it's looking good. Yeah, it's been
Well, we have
been
you
a
have
trip.
it noted down that there is going to be like a premiere. We're going to have a premiere.
yes.
So,
Yeah, so it'll be September 23rd, so Wednesday,
hell yeah.
but I'm not sure exactly if I'm just going to do something for like the
Well,
cast and crew.
Yeah,
or,
but also, I mean, that's understandable because of it's not even COVID. It's not
well,
Corona. Delta.
yeah,
Delta Airline has
Mm.
hit.
whatever it is in a couple weeks. With COVID 34, I have to think about that. So
I don't know. When they talk about this shit, it kind of reminds me of like amino acids or some shit. Like they're just like you know when they're like, oh, you need omega 56.
yeah, the numbers are
need-
weird.
Yeah,
They
what the
just
fuck?
if they named it something disgusting, then I think we would.
People.
It sounds like
Ugh, you got the
it sounds like a type of tape. Or, you know what I mean? Like
what tape?
Yeah, like you like to fix your tub or something. Like, oh, you need COVID-19. Your drains leaking out algae.
This fucking R word. Man, I've been saying that word a lot, and it's weird though, because we can go into that a lot later, but we have to be responsible with our words.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get blasted up in this shit. Anyways, yeah, so we have a lot of news and updates. Definitely the movie is one of them, and you're pretty much just saying that it might not be like a general like showing, or it's like
Yeah,
more
like
of like more like friends and cast and
Yeah, and if I have some spaces left over for anybody that just wants to go, but I don't know that yet until I get all the confirmed people going, which
Cool.
I need to talk to them in the next couple of weeks. Just
sure.
I got to get a roll call.
Wasn't that a song? Roll. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Roll call?
You know that bullshit.
No.
Just because I went. Well, Rosa Guerrero had like it was
Oh, you mean like-
predominantly white.
Mm.
You know, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I was
You have these songs
have
that
a
you
lot
never
of-
heard of because
I grew up with.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly. Ding, 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 ding. The fuck is that? I don't even know. Oh, okay. Is it like you're trying to like imitate like, oh my god,
Like a
like
dale,
the
dale, dale.
that when you're hitting the piñata.
All those
Oh,
things,
okay,
you know,
yeah,
those
no,
little,
it's-
like,
yeah, no,
jingles,
for-
and I had no
no,
idea what was going
no,
on.
it's
My
so true,
aunt would like
'cause
bounce
we
me on
would-
my knee, bounce her,
Bounce her up.
bounce me on her knee, and then she would do like some ding 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 ding.
Ah, la tinga 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 tinga
Yeah.
tinga tai.
And since I don't know Spanish, I had no
Oh,
idea
dude,
what was
imagine.
going on.
Oh,
so.
dude, It's just like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Carnival shit.
just
No,
go
yeah,
with
it
it.
was. I grew up with like, well, because I have two sisters, and like patty cake was like, it wasn't called patty cake. It's just really weird. It's called seis, which is 666. And every single time you start this shit, you say 666.
Oh shit!
Which is kind of fun.
Bloody Mary, Candyman shit.
Yeah, you're all summoning shit while you're doing patty cake.
Yeah.
Fucking anyways. Looking like fucking Doctor Strange and shit. Yeah, anyways, what the fuck were we talking about? How did we get into that?
You were saying you went to roll call.
Dude, horrible tangent. Anyways, so September 23rd, also on some 666 stuff, we are definitely planning a new drop for Desert People Co. for the brand as far as like a limited run for Halloween. Correct?
Yeah.
Is that something that we were discussing?
We're working on that now. That way we
Dropping
can
that hot fire.
so we can have it by October.
October of this year.
Yes.
Also, quick update, because we kind of did fall off for a little while as far as, merchandise and people asking us about T-shirts. Where are we found, Mark? Like, where can people find their essential needs for the brand?
Okay, so first spot would be on our website, but right now
Definitely reworking the website.
Yeah, we're reworking the website right now, but locally in El Paso,
Hell yeah.
you could go to Uptown Cheapskate, which we're going to drop off some stuff hopefully by the end of this week.
By the time that this episode is out, they will be fully stocked, both locations, I believe.
Yeah, and we're going to take a few hats, our sweaters, and then our new shirts, and then a couple new things we haven't posted on social media about or on the website just yet. And then we do have a cool blue sunset tee at Chuco Relic.
Hell yeah.
And it's at all the locations. I think they have 3
Yeah,
locations.
they have 3 locations. They have East, West, and Central.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now.
Sick. Okay, as far as update, that's pretty much it. Let's get into some hot topics.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been skating? I haven't skated like in 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, same here.
Well, no, what the fuck am I talking about? That's not true. I skated like I've been just exercising. I haven't really been like trying to learn new tricks or anything like that.
I haven't skated since one day we went to the West Side Rec.
It was your birthday.
Yeah,
It was your
which
birthday
was
weekend.
like almost a month ago.
Shout out to Oe Orlando Dennis. Got to skate with him. That was a good sesh.
Yeah, it was. But before that, I was skating like once every 2 weeks or once a week. It was just way too hot during the summer, so I was trying to get out there. And it was raining a lot, so all this. I don't skate enough to know like a good spot to go.
Well, even
like with the rain, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You know how when you're younger, you'd be like, oh, I know this.
That's true, huh?
Like under
a manual pad or like a fucking.
I'm like out of it, so I'm like that spot I went to is a bust, or there's not the building's not even there anymore.
Yeah, man, what the hell?
And I can't go to the parks because there's puddles everywhere. So I'm like, fuck.
Think that's why we started building shit?
I think a little bit, yeah. That way we can just have it quick access.
Yeah, because now I think about it, like El Paso doesn't really have like spots that you could rely on. Oh no, that's not. Well, I mean, the West Side has a couple of spots. Like, remember the Walgreens manual pad, off of Wrestler.
Yeah,
like that's been there forever. I guess if you really do think about it, there's a couple of spots that have flat ground and like a curb.
I guess I'd feel weird like seeing that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like up to Walgreens.
What the fuck is that guy doing right there?
Yeah, look at that old guy.
No, I've been going to the rec in the mornings, like before sunrise, and that shit's dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, but like trick wise and stuff. No, I did. What did I learn on the pyramid? It was half cap. Gonna start skating some more.
Yeah, I got that new setup. So.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I got a new.
You got looking over at the wall. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 completes, bro.
One of them's yours.
Oh wait, yeah. You got 3. No, but you had 4. No.
No, I just had 3. I have.
Is this the most skateboards you've owned?
At one time, yeah. I've had like 2 at one
Damn,
time.
Zaddy.
Yeah, so I have the welcome board, kind of a shaped weird shaped board, and then it's got the 149 indies with like some bigger wheels, and then I have the SLF board, which I have some ventures on those.
Are those lights or whatever? Or those what the fuck? I remember skating some new ventures that you got.
Yeah, those are the lights, but they're the high ones, and they're
Those are new.
Yeah, they're the Uto trucks.
Oh, no wonder.
With some Spitfires, and then I have that new Crooked with some, I think some high ventures, but they're not like the.
So you're rocking all venture right now?
Well, I got the indies.
Oh yeah,
those are like I would consider those like my street boards and like my tech stuff. Just because I'm trying to get like my flip tricks and ledge tricks back, and skating that welcome board is just too fucking heavy right now.
That's a huge board.
Yeah, and then like you gotta smash.
But it's pretty sick. What I am realizing is like skate, because I mean I've used them every now and then. I haven't like really just like out here in the front.
Mm-hmm.
But transitioning from your bigger board like the welcome to like the Crooked, dude, it does help because like the pop and like the heaviness of the board gets your feet really really light, and then transitioning. So which one are you using at the parks? Are you taking the SLF? Where do you skate? SLF is like just like a.
It's like my mid board.
Okay.
It's like my. It's like I can skate everything.
So you were talking about this is literally turning into like golf. Skating is evolving like in front of our face.
Yeah, I listened to Brian Anderson's podcast, and he said how all of them and up in New York had like rain boards.
What the fuck is that?
So, because it rains a lot over there, so whenever they go out,
got like little mud tires and
like
shit.
a board they can fuck up, and toss.
Gotcha.
It's not like real. They're not worried about like the.
I've had one of those.
Yeah, so we don't have that a whole lot of rain out here, even
That's
though
true.
it has been recent. But I want to get a board that's like
fucking weatherproof. You want to get like a weathered like a all terrain.
Well, yeah, but like I feel like my welcome.
Well, the
board
welcome is kind of there.
My all terrain, or it's a little older
Gotcha.
deck. Those indies are pretty rough. Like I can smash into anything.
Yeah.
And then
out of all those boards, what do you think you could do like slappies with? The bigger board, no?
The bigger board, yeah, because it's heavy, and then the indies they're wider, so I can kind of get on the
curb.
The curb's easier, but even with all that, I still suck.
Actually,
at slappies.
not thinking back at what you were saying as far as like looking weird on the streets or whatever. Like I think that's all in our head.
Yeah,
because like because my mom was telling me, and I told you earlier, like she was dropping off my niece at Franklin, and like a bunch of girls, like little girls, jumped out of like a van, and they all had boards, and my mom was like, "What the hell? Like this shit's weird. Like I never thought that skateboarding was gonna. I thought it was just like a thing, like obviously not that.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's like completely been accepted.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because like remember, like if you walk into like a Walgreens or whatever, backpack,
yeah, and
skateboard,
put your board right there.
Put your board right there.
Yeah.
Like if they're letting them into the schools with their boards like that, and it's like a group of them, that means that there's some acceptance going on.
Maybe I just haven't tried enough to go.
Yeah, because
skate a street spot.
That's
like that.
true.
I was doing it for a little bit, but then
I mean, Tidy Bowl. That was fucking sick. That fucking kickflip was pretty dirty. But see, that comes from you like skating what? Like just out here flat ground?
The kickflip? Yeah.
Because that pop like.
Yeah, no, I just skating banks, the little random banks like at.
Do you do anything
driveway.
beforehand, like as far as like stretching and all that kind of shit, or you just like cold go into it and then that's your warm up, or do you skate to warm up?
I do a little bit of a stretch. I don't do too much because I watched all these videos from this guy. I think he's a physical therapist. He was saying if you stretch for too long, you basically
you're all fucked up skating.
Not that you're fucked up, but you use like all of the power you had.
Okay.
Like with your muscles, because I can't remember the exact reason why, but so I'll do like a 10-minute stretch, like a light stretch, and then I do like my first, second, and third like sequence where I just like the first part I'm like my warming up.
That's sick. Like you break up your skate session to like little heats.
Yeah, because then honestly,
I've done that.
It helps me improve and it helps me
That's
stay.
true.
I don't get hurt as often because the first 10 minutes or first 20 minutes or first 30 minutes I'll do like just warming up, getting my blood going and like my legs kind of looser, and then the other 10 minutes or 20 minutes I'll do my basic stuff, trying to get all my
like the tricks that you already have in
my
your bag.
go-to, just so I don't lose them.
Yeah.
And then for the last 30 minutes or last 10 minutes, whatever, I'll try something new.
I never really thought about that. We don't really break up because I mean, when you're as a kid, like I just remember like waking up, skating, going to the homies, and then once you start skating, you really don't stop until like you can't skate anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. You kind of do have to break things up into like little frame or time frames or
I think that when we were younger, we were doing that, but we just weren't conscious of it because we were skating so much.
Okay, I see. No, yeah, you're right. yeah, you're right.
But now that we're older and we're not skating every afternoon or like every day, every Saturday or Sunday all day.
Mm-hmm.
The gaps we have between sessions, could hurt us.
No, it's true.
Try and go too hard. When we get in there and we just
actually, and I do enjoy a 30-minute session way more than like a whole hour of just like trying to land a bunch of shit that I know that I'm not gonna land. You know?
Yeah,
that's so true. Because like I mean, even like a simple like olling up to step up, like a board slide, and like just getting your pop a little better, like does change from 15 minutes to like a 30 minutes. Like you get warmed up, and then like, man, I don't even really think about that.
Yeah, like think about like
you're progressing like as you warm up.
Like athletes that are like in their 30s or late 20s, they have like real athletes.
That's probably how Nyjah got really fucking good.
Yeah, they have like they'll run drills or
yeah, there you go. Like you're running a drill,
and then they'll like wait for the heavier stuff towards the end.
Yeah, which is like a banger.
It's not all random. Like
yeah, what the fuck? There's like no.
I think it's just because we're older and we don't.
Yeah, that's
we have like the old trick we used to be able to do, and then we just try and go for it.
Yeah, but I know that there's also skaters that you could see and you can look back at, like Mark Johnson and shit, that they're super formatted. You can tell that they're practicing. They probably have like routines, and then because they're obviously like having to capture all of this like footage and shit, so it's like their job. But like if you're not filming for a video part, like you're kind of just throwing yourself out there.
Yeah. When the good thing with the 9 Club.
Yeah,
I really got into like hearing those professionals that are older, their like process, and for them it shows that if they're skating like at 40, you have to do something like that or you're not gonna be able to last.
For sure, because it's so explosive too, like that workout.
Yeah, and then also Gabe Lawler, I ran into him and he said that I see him at the park whenever I would go. I would see him there always. Like,
what park did you run into?
In Carolina.
Oh, sick.
And he was always consistent.
So consistent.
And he's a little bit older than me, and he told me that all the younger skaters that he knew, he's like, dude, they just get broke off because they're always trying to be explosive every time they go skate instead of just being consistent. He's like, you want to have a long skate career, like where you're still skating, or you want to get broke off like at 28,
which happens with any like physical activity, because look at all these CrossFitters and shit, they're all like blown out backs and like dude, I'll never forget. Remember fucking Paul, do you remember how he fucked up his pinky like the first time we worked out at the Human Lab? He was like, yeah, dude, like no, dude, oh my god, dude, you don't want to say shit, but you know how like you get the medicine ball, and like I wasn't taking that shit serious because like I mean I was trying to learn, but when you're over here like using a PVC pipe to stretch and everybody's using like a real fucking metal bar, it makes you feel some type of way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, we were just there because he gave us like a couple of sessions or whatever. But Paul really took it serious because he had come from like, I guess,
the hit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I was just associating it with like football, because like if you play football, you do all that bullshit like fucking every single day. So anyways, like he really felt like, oh, I got this shit. And dude, these medicine balls are fucking. Shout out to baby hand Paul. No, I'm playing. They're fucking huge. And dude, like I was having a hard time, and you just literally grab the medicine ball, squat, and then throw it up against the wall and catch it. Dude, the first fucking throw just smashes his fucker's pinky. And dude, he tried so hard to like not let it like, affect him. He just kept trying to, keep going, and I could tell like the adrenaline set in, but it's dangerous. It's like skating, man. Like I've gotten hurt way more just fucking around. Like truly, like where it ruined my skate like life just because I was being dumb, and I wasn't even skating. Like so I know it can happen in every sport, but I guess when you associate it with having fun, like you don't take it as serious as you should because you're just trying to get into it because it makes you feel some type of way, right?
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of like a structure because you are like. With skating, you can't get hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never thought about how crazy.
You could fall.
Yeah, you could really fuck. I never really saw any crazy injuries. I'm trying to think of like the craziest bail or like the. Nah, I never really. Did you ever see like gnarly shit go down? Like, did you ever see anybody get concussed?
Yeah.
For real?
Paul Ewan.
Yeah, but did he get? He did.
Yeah, he got concussed.
He hit his head.
He tried to board slide the rail at Super Salad.
Oh,
and
shit.
he like
shot out.
He like kicked his board out. And
Paul was
like,
goofy or regular?
Regular.
Okay.
And so when he kicked his board out, he went like he put his feet straight and the back of his legs.
He put him in a coffin.
Yeah, but like so like he hit his calves on the rail and fell back straight back and hit the back of his head.
How old are you guys?
We were like,
oh, dude, he was young.
I think it was his birthday.
So he bounced back. Like,
it was like his 15th birthday.
Dude, you're right. It's just because I remember how you'd open up a board. The birdhouses and the blinds always had it, but it had a sticker and it was like, you could potentially die from, or like potential death may occur. I was like, what the fuck? You're like, yeah, whatever the fuck. You don't even think about that.
I mean, I got popsicle sticked so gnarly.
I've never been popsicle
so
sticked.
bad at the Las Cruces skate park.
Doing what, the drop?
Kind of, you know, like that first roll in to the right.
Yeah,
it's like a real steep one.
Yeah.
Well, we were skating it, and John Molina was like doing.
Oh, like a bank, like you're doing shit out of like.
Well, we were doing tricks down it.
Oh, okay.
And then John was. I think he did like a nollie down it, and he was doing a nollie half cab. Mm-hmm. And then I was gonna kickflip it, and I was wearing like these really baggy pants. I got these jeans. I think I got them at a thrift shop or something. I can't remember. They were kind of like wide. Anyways, I kickflip and I kicked my board out and it got stuck in the crotch of my pants.
Oh, dude! And
just from like that drop, I just
popsicle stick.
I bounced right off my
crotch,
my taint.
Jesus, dude! Like, and
just I was done.
Damn, bro. So you've seen some shit.
And then I remember when Nick Kasak.
He busted his forehead.
Yeah, his board chopped him right between his eyes.
What did he do? Like a tray flip or?
No, he's trying to kick flip at.
U-Haul.
Yeah,
I remember that footage.
The drop, and then his board was all sharp on the end. Because we would skate our boards so like sharp back then. The tail. So his nose was all sharp. He landed just with his back foot, and it just popped up and shot him right between the eyes, and it just split open his head.
That's luck, though, man.
Well, I know. If it got in his eye.
What are the chances of like the math, dude, that has to occur for that shit to just hit you right in between the eyes? Mm-hmm. Going back to the 9 Club. God damn, dude! Thank God for that fucking that podcast. Yeah. Well, that's where I kind of started getting the information. Is Paul Schmidt, right? Is his name? Like is that his last name? Schmitty Sticks?
Yeah, the Schmidt Sticks.
Schmidt Sticks?
Yeah.
Because it is looking like a
the
fucking...
Professor?
What would you... Yeah. He was just talking about that, like how you don't... Like we're kind of working against like our environments and kind of guessing with our equipment, which is like your skateboard, to try to land a trick. So you're kind of just like going against like all the odds. And you never really take time to break down what you're actually skateboarding. So it's like the philosophy of your skateboard. No, not the philosophy of your skateboard, but like the philosophy of the physics and what goes into doing the trick, matching your board. Do you think that you think you'll get another board?
Probably we'll try one more, and then I'll stop right there.
That is a lot of skateboards.
It's. I think it's at this age.
No, for sure.
As you get older, I'm like, you got to experiment and figure out. Like I should have been doing this earlier.
Yeah.
But like you said, there was only like 1 or 2 people I knew out of like 30 that was like very particular about their boards.
Well, that's how I got really into like wheels.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, your wheels can totally switch up shit. And like going back from CCS days, like you were kind of stuck with those if you ordered some wheels that you really didn't know about. Like I remember getting some shit that was like straight, like it was just like they were bouncy. Like
the soft wheels.
Dude, those were crazy. And like nobody skates those.
That was like a big trend, like towards the late 90s.
It was, huh?
The soft wheels. It was like you can get the regulars or like the soft wheels.
What? Did you ever skate? No, you didn't, huh? Because it's like your street, you can't really fuck with. Because those shits, yeah, soft wheels.
My first like 2-3 decks were soft wheels.
Really?
Blink wheels from Skate City.
And they were soft. They were bouncy like that.
I mean, they were. Yeah, like even my friends, they all had soft wheels too.
That's weird.
I don't know why it was.
Yeah,
like
I got
that.
really because and I remember getting and
Slick
Matt
decks.
Talley. What?
Slick decks.
What the hell's that?
They had like a slick bottom. That was like a thing you could get.
Slick decks.
You could order.
That's
your
dangerous, bro.
Yeah, so it was like
slick
like
dicks.
it was like a gloss on it, so you could slide better. But
Yeah, all that. I don't know. I feel like there's like gimmicky shit that like skateboarding has had.
yeah, like
But nothing compares to like even just a blanks, like a bunch of blanks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a blank setup
Mm-hmm.
from a skate shop goes a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot of like, that's crazy. 1, 2. Okay, so you have 3. So what if you were to get one more? What would it be? Because you've had some crazy shit. You've had coffins. You've had like, what are those called? Those are more like.
Well, over the years I have experimented with like different shaped boards, like that Jason
Momoa.
Jason Adams.
Just joking.
Yeah, Jason. Remember that Enjoy one I had? It had the Miller Lite. And it was it was like the bigger tail.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I tried like the 7.5. The shapes was for me, like that's more important. Like I'd never liked like the like sunflower seed shaped decks, like
Oh no, man.
like it's kind of like pointy.
Oh, I know.
I like the Band-Aid shaped ones.
Mm.
Because it was always easier for me to do nollie stuff or like tail slides.
Yeah, for the longest time, I would always judge boards because it's like, it has no concave, and it's like, the fuck, I don't even need all that concave.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, everybody was all
remember how
obsessed
like
with concave.
Concave, bro.
I didn't like too much concave, but like everybody was
Flips had
with
a crazy
it.
concave. Remember? Well, I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Going back to that though, like, I think that's why. Well, we're in a good place in time as far as like skating and still trying to progress with skating, just not to get hurt or anything, but like it's really fun now, man. Like there's a lot of shit that you could really get into. One thing I am noticing that I never fucked with was like longboards. I fucked with cruisers. I never really fucked with penny boards, and those shits are expensive for no reason. I don't understand. Like, you're just fucking hauling ass. I don't know.
Longboards or the penny?
Yeah. Well, all of that. Like, specialty boards. That's kind of what you can call them.
Yeah, longboards. I tried them, but honestly, I'm not like about eating shit.
Dude,
down
we
a
should
hill
just do. We should do TikToks. We should get a TikTok. I don't have TikTok.
Yeah.
We should do like, where how you dance on the board like that, like little routines, man. Oh man.
Oh, like that.
I
want to get like.
Oh, like that.
I want to have like the. I don't
So
know.
like.
You know what?
How about your hands up?
Mark Gonzalez skates a longboard.
Yeah, but he like again.
Yeah,
he is.
He
He does this like.
I want
weird,
like a really long board, like a.
What would you
like
call
a
that?
snowboard. You know what I mean?
Like Silver Surfers.
Like it's still the same shape. You know what I mean?
As a snowboard, but with what do you mean?
Well, you know how like the longboards don't look like skateboard. I mean, they look like they have the big tail and like no nose.
Yeah.
But I want to have like the
like a
like
long skateboard.
A long skateboard, and then just super long.
Should look whack, bro. Like he's weirdo. But I've never seen that though. You're right. What the hell would you do with that thing though?
I don't know.
You would need some kind of support system in the middle because it would just be all fucking bending.
That's how a longboard is.
Maybe that. Well, see, like. Anyways, fucking just catch you outside like some big ass skateboard.
I want
the
same width, just like 6 feet long.
Oh man. We've been watching a lot of. I wanted to touch on this because man, I used to hate on this shit so fucking hard. And you had put on Bob Burnquist's part. Part, and I started realizing all of the fucking vert parts that I had neglected. That I watched a lot this morning, and one of them that stood out the most because it's like one of my favorite skate films is Opinion, and it was Matt Mumford.
Yeah,
and I liked Opinion because it was shoes. I think I'm realizing that I liked watching shoe brand videos a lot more. Like you brought up, because that was Minak Madi was S, right?
I think with shoe brands, with skate videos, they were able to be big budget like the Deck brand videos with having like
the money, right, was obviously like
so like a S video or Globe or
dude, those videos were so fucking filthy, man. Like
they're
just so good.
Yeah, and then like the cool thing is like all those people rode for different companies.
Exactly.
So and then you know what, that was the time when like you had a bunch like almost like an all-star team.
Yeah,
like,
I think shoe brands. If you were on if you were on
like an all-star, like Minik Mahdi was definitely like an all-star. Like it's not like that anymore. Like all the America dudes look like they skate for America.
You're right.
Back when I started skating, like America, they had like Mark Johnson and Chris Sin and
I forgot about that.
I think Jamie Thomas. I can't remember. Oh, and Ed Templeton, like Ed Templeton and Mark Johnson on the same team. You know what I mean? Like that's weird, but cool at the same time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Versus now, it's like everybody looks the same on all the shoe companies.
No, straight up.
Except for I guess like the bigger companies like Nike or Adidas. You know what I mean?
You're talking about like diversity wise, or like or like the way that's style wise and just like.
Well, I don't know if that's a result of like the way skating's changing and kind of like it's blending. I think so. You know, like back then there was like
there was like these core like kind of like styles or groups, and then out of that kind of came out like a whole nother thing. But when I think you're talking about like teams, because like look at the Baker days, like all the Baker like videos, they all look the same. And then you had like Dustin Dolan, right? That kind of.
But they were all kind of different.
They were. They were.
But the same.
But like,
they fit on the team.
That's what I'm saying. Like the team looked the same. I think shoe videos, and I didn't know this back then. I was just, you're not thinking about this when you're watching all that. But going back to that, like an opinion, like, well, it was Matt Mumford, and he was like just fucking launching out a bolt. Like he did have crazy ass fucking handrails and like. He was ballsy, but like most of his tricks were like transition and like skate parks and like bowls and all that shit. And we'd always fast forward it. Really? And like, yeah, dude, like oh god, again. I forgot his song, but dude, like his intro is like him doing like a lip, I think, on some huge rail. Yeah. But you already know, you're like, you know that shit. And then Rune Glifberg in Flip, dude, and then it had that he had that Prodigy song, right? God, dude, that fucking bit. Well, let's start off with Bob Burnquist, because Bob, dude, that guy is insane, man. Like
he's like a stunt man.
And then think about, he is a stunt man, right? Like, isn't he? Like,
well, I mean, towards the end of like the last video,
like his career turned into like, like jumping out of like helicopters.
He did like the 50-50, and then he has the parachute. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Dude, see how crazy that shit is? Like,
it went from him, like, learning... Remember? Because we were watching...
that's like some magician shit. Yeah. That's like David Blaine type of shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
he was doing stuff
I'm going to do that. Watch it. It's like a spectacle. Like,
yeah.
But see, even then, I'm just like... Like, it wasn't that... I think... Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what it... Because now I fucking love it. I love watching vert skating, and I love watching... You know, all of those, never really all those parts. Me
because like back then it was like the X Games, and the MTV used to have something. I forgot. It was like a contest or something. It was like vert or.
There was never really street though.
It was kind of street, you know. It wasn't like as crazy as it is now, but So I didn't mind the vert.
Yeah, vert was way bigger because of the competition aspect of things. I think, right? And then like street was more of like the cultural side of the sport.
Yeah, you have like the more athletic, the athlete type guys.
Yeah, like exactly. Like if you were trying to like take that as like a career, because I mean it is. Like, think about it. Like what's his name? Bob Burnquist has like, dude, his sponsors are insane.
Yeah. Well, that was the time, like late '90s. That was like when Danny Way jumped out of the helicopter.
Yeah, that's when like people started. Well, and then the
Tony Hawk to the 900, the loop.
But to see like Bob Burnquist, you were telling me, and I had totally forgotten about that shit where he takes off the top.
Oh yeah,
and
like the switch loop.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? What happened to Rune Glifberg? What the hell? Like I haven't really heard of.
No, he put out a part I think like a year or two ago or last year, and he did it without pads, like a
padless part.
Yeah, that was like a thing.
Damn.
Like, without pads, because he was always in pads.
Yeah,
you know?
always.
Like skating.
Yeah, see, and like thinking back to like all of this, like
he just put out a sick ass part.
What does he ride for?
Is he still on Flip? I have no idea.
We got to look into that. But see, that's like a whole nother like form of inspiration because you're obviously like your taste starts to change as you get older or whatever. But
I know what you're trying to say. Like looking back at
I wish I would have been more into like vert skating back then. Cause dude, now my fucking transition game sucks. Like I can't rock and roll without feeling like I'm gonna bust my head open, or I can't do certain things because like I didn't do it enough when I was younger. You know what I mean? Yeah. So which I had all those tricks. Is just feel like
I think because when you guys started skating, it was a little bit after like that period of skating was kind of it got really separated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it was. It was like you were the vert skater or you were like
because like
street skating.
When I started going to skate city and all that, all those older guys grew up skating like kicker ramps. And like,
yeah, see, I wish I did all that
stuff
shit.
like that. So
I mean, I
do,
did,
like, judo
but not,
airs.
Yeah,
and,
dude, those
they
fuckers
always knew about Christian Asoy.
Like, have you seen Mike Carroll do all that? Like, Mike Carroll's on some shit with all that. Yeah, Rick McCrank, all those fuckers can do
like that. And then the street period was like that mid '90s, late '90s period. Yeah. So they had all that. Like Eric Costin, like I had this Eric Costin. You know what I mean? He could do all that.
He could do all that shit.
Yeah, like one of his first parts. I had a friend that lent me a VHS and it had like everything of Eric Costin and like his first parts, skating like skate parks.
You get obsessed,
he would do like all these mini ramps. He could do all these.
He had a compilation tape of Eric Costin.
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy.
Starting from, I forgot what video he skated for. Prime. I don't remember the team, but anyways.
I don't even know.
But yeah, all those guys can do that stuff like kicker ramps and stuff, and so that was kind of dying out. Like towards the mid '90s, and then so
it definitely helps with your style because you're moving your body in a totally different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like my cousin that skated, he was older than me. Like his favorite skater, he would always tell me about like Ray Barbie or Tommy Guerrero and people like that. When he knew I skated, he was like, "Oh, you know these guys?" And
you're like, "I have no." Did you?
I kind of knew who they were, but I didn't really.
It's like, nah, man, I always fast forward that shit.
No, I didn't have the videos. You know what I mean? Because back then, none of my friends had those videos. But I think I saw The Search for Animal Chin.
Yeah, that's a movie though. That's like a really movie, like a Steve Cab and Lance Mountain and all that. Lance Mountain, dude, seeing that fucker too, like. Yeah, Lance Mountain. I feel like I can, what's the word? Associate with that guy.
Why?
It's just like because again, like now that there's like all of those guys that we looked up to have like these like epically latered and there's like all these things, like you start kind of like trying to figure out why you started going certain ways in life like, you know what I mean? And like skating, if it's like this universal thing where like everybody like sees it as like, no, it changed my life. And like, well, when you do take it to that degree, like we all kind of like have the same, story where like whatever it is that's going on in your life kind of like shapes your skateboarding and how you use it to kind of get out of funk.
Yeah.
But so 3 boards, I'm going to get on that. I only have 1 and it's warped as fuck. See, that's another crazy thing. Like, what the hell? Like leaving your board, like the care for a skateboard. You know what I mean? Like, I remember you had like some, like a hook or I don't know what it was to like put up on your, like.
Yeah, I still have it. I gave it to Summer. Well, I think it came off, but it was Ronnie Krager or no, etc. One of those companies, they sold a shoe hanger.
Oh, it's like a byproduct of like a pro or like something
like a company, yeah. And then you could there's 2 little drills. I mean, 2 little holes you could drill, like any old screw to, and
it's like a hang like
but hang your board on it.
That's so fucking sick.
And it was just easier to do that, and it made it look more official.
Yeah, it does look
just
official.
All thrown on your floor. Or
in
the back of your car with sunspots and twisted.
Yeah, I tried skating, just eat shit immediately. Like it bends to the right. Like
yeah.
Well, because that's what it is. It's just wood and glue. Like of course it's gonna warp.
Well, I know that the shittier my board feels, the less I want to skate. So
that's a good one.
I'm not gonna leave my board in my car because I did that a couple times just. Like in high school, and then as I got older, I started doing it again, and then I'd be mad because my board felt like all like a.
Yeah, you're right. Because the only care that you really put into it is like when you're setting it up, you're like, "Whoa, yeah, new board."
Yeah, it's all fresh.
And then you don't do shit to it. Like you don't. I mean, I used to kind of clean my like. It's so dumb to say, but like you do when you're a kid, like you try to find things to like make things more serious or whatever. Like kind of be like, "No, this is my thing." Like you wake up, take out your bearings and like a WD-40 and like clean them and pop them back in. That's when I really got into wheels. Actually, Matt had put out some shit. He's like, guess the wheel on social media. And dude, I knew exactly what wheel it was. And like I tried Googling it first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, maybe I'm wrong, but I just wanted to see if I was right. And yeah, they were Autobahns. And I remember Autobahns came out, and dude, those shits were like, dude, like the sickest fucking wheels to me. Like and that's another thing. I think all the byproducts of skateboard companies have like the same mission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just to improve skating. So it's like, and it's never going to stop. You know what I mean? Like the evolution of skating is only progressing because there's so much shit to it, you know?
Yeah. And skateboarding has always been full of gimmicks. I just think it's where like, I remember some trucks I saw called like Z-rollers or something. And they had like
Z-rollers?
They're like rollers. So like when you grind your truck, it would roll. So
Shut the fuck up.
And this was like before I started skating. I remember I went to some skate shop, I think out of town, or I can't remember where I saw it, but they had it there just like as like a
They did
like
have
a relic.
Yeah, I remember a relic.
To remember
those, man. Remember those Z-rollers? Now they grind. Now they actually grind.
I had tensors.
That's what I was gonna tell you. See, like I remember getting,
I love that shit.
I remember getting my, because Joe, that's all he skated.
Yeah.
Joe V always skated the tensors, and I was like, dude, they really don't fucking really work. Like, but they did.
Yeah.
Weren't those designed by fucking Rodney Mullen?
I think so.
I think Rodney Mullen designed those, man.
I mean, it was interesting. I mean, it wasn't.
Nah, but I mean, see, if it would have caught on, it would have kept going. But I remember those shits were expensive, and they had them all. They had like the lows, the highs, and like the mids.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine, like, they were already 3D printing that like shit back then, like that little slider part or whatever. Like I remember I was watching like how like the whole story of it, and like they were definitely ahead of their time.
Yeah, remember Creeper?
Oh
trucks?
my god, the glow in the dark ones. Like I always thought, like I felt like, I don't know, like I was like gonna summon a monster or something. Like
yeah, my friend Ralph.
I was gonna like cut someone with him or something.
And yeah, I remember sometimes I grab his board and I couldn't even, just like it hurt my hand.
Dude,
like can't even grab his.
Dude, I forgot about those trucks,
how do you
man.
hold it?
Yeah, they had the black ones, the matte black.
I mean, mall grabbing.
I never mall grab. Nah, fuck. Man. Maybe that's why they're like, it'll prevent them from mall grabbing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they sold. You know what I mean?
No,
for certain. But see, again, it was more for like the look of it or aesthetics rather than performance. You know what I mean?
They were heavy as fuck. I remember that.
Oh, man, imagine they're all looking like Lord of the Rings trucks and shit.
Yeah.
Remember those fuckers? What are those fuckers those knights that like hunt down Frodo and this like the six dead knights or some shit?
Ah, fuck.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
That's what those trucks look like, dude. So stupid. Anyways, yeah, I really got into like wheels, and then I tried them all, man. And they're all garbage. Like now looking back, it's a more aesthetic. It was like those Rictas. Remember those crystals? God, those wheels suck.
Fuck, I used to get so mad because I got one pair of Rictas and then they just felt like I was skating like a bar of soap or something. Like they're all like they would slide or like they wouldn't.
Yeah,
they felt weird.
Like there's
like
no
chalky.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I fucking hate these
Dude, I
wheels.
hated them.
And then like, I think like all these badass pros are on there, and I'm like,
so
fuck
like
these wheels.
But it's also like you're not realizing like the setup, because the setup has a lot to do with it. Like,
I think they were better like made for skate parks.
That's exactly what those were for, which we don't have, especially indoor parks. You know what I mean? And they have like start learning about skate light, and you start learning about all that shit.
That makes sense.
Because dude, those tech tricks with those wheels, fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, even like the vibration, dude. You'd be like,
fucking, I hated it, dude.
It's like Jolly Rancher wheels.
And then, like
or
you can never get the bearing out
because they're like,
I was like stuck in there, break my fucking bearings.
It's like, yeah, because it was, there was no like, well, I don't even think they were urethane. I don't even know what they were, man.
I can say now that looking back, I hated Richter. Their wheels.
No, yeah.
And some of my friends were like, I even had a Richter shirt.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, again, it's more like aesthetic and culture that you don't mind or really care about. But see, like with other things, like you put like, if you were to talk about like golf or whatever the fuck, if I'm hitting like, I don't know, I don't even honestly, man, like I like
on the dark handle.
Fucking putting teddy bears on my like we're gonna start putting fucking stuffed animals on our boards and shit. Anyways, there's a lot of shit that goes into all of that, right? And they're also like meticulous about these things, but it's because at the end of the day you're playing like as a sport, right? Like you're trying to progress or whatever the fuck. And I think skating is just very much about having fun. But now that we're older, I'm gonna end up hoarding all these boards. Well, transitioning into some other shit. That's enough skate talk for now.
Oh no, I'm just making sure you're recording.
Oh, I'm not.
No.
Yeah, it's if it's counting.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's good.
Okay. I was like, oh.
We've had some. You can edit this out.
Yeah.
So yeah. I might not be pronouncing this right, but we can just cover this. But dude, I saw that she was. It's Brianna Gearing. Is it Gearing? I didn't know she was turning pro or she had even turned pro. That board is fucking sick. But dude, she has a Thrasher cover. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? Like, oh my god, dude, it's so sick. Like it's just cool to see something like not end on a shitty note. Because I feel like skating, like for a while when I was growing up, it also has to do with like where we live. Like, it was kind of like there was like no motivation.
Yeah.
To like continue to skateboard. Yeah. Especially like remember when we got the news that we were gonna get like the DC Plaza and then like we saw renders and we saw this shit and like what the hell? Oh shit, it's really gonna happen. And then it never really happened. Like it's like the Dollar General version of
like,
I mean
it's a cool park, but it's like always closed or like the
well, it's not even
working.
It's because it was supposed to be
it's supposed
DC
to be a DC
Plaza, right?
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does like I don't even know. I'm sure there's we can find somebody that knows the politics about skateboarding in town or whatever the hell. But there was a chunk in time where I feel like it completely died off here in El Paso.
Yeah, it did. Well, because all those, at the same time that it was like unsure of like the professional lifespan of it. You know what I mean? Because like the older skaters, we didn't know. Like if they were gonna have a future, you remember? Because like a lot of them, their careers were ending like in their 20s.
You're right.
And we're like kind of seeing them continuing their careers, and so it wasn't like something you put away like at 19 or 20 if you weren't gonna go pro. Because that was like the whole thing, right? It was like you don't skate if you're like older than this.
You're crazy, mijo.
And then we didn't have like the city that really like embraced it.
Oh my god,
you know
kidding
what I mean?
me?
So like. I noticed, when you go to like a San Antonio or Austin, it's
even
like,
Juarez, dude.
Yeah,
there's pros in Juarez, like
Mexico has their own set of pros and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not weird at all. But
it's
like
not
over here, it's like put that board away.
Yeah, dude, that's true.
Don't do it.
I like how you put that accent behind it. Don't do the damn thing. Don't go doing that thing.
Because sometimes I tell people I still skate, and it's always like
shit. I used to skate.
Damn, bro.
But I think that goes back to like what I want to get into, which is local motivation. Like, we do get that. Like family, literally telling you like you're crazy, mijo. Like you're literally crazy. Like that's not. Like you really see that as like, and I think the internet did change a lot of that shit, but it's pretty cool to see like our parents and family like, hey, like they get more pumped up and motivated.
I see where you're going with this.
You know what I mean? Like, and that fuels you to like, we'll keep going because you're keeping something alive in you that other people see as like kind of like. Yeah, he hasn't really snapped out of that. Or like, yeah, he's still doing that. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I definitely, like that skateboarding has entered like a mainstream,
yeah, to them it's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
After all these years where we, hit our boards and,
it makes me real. Oh, dude, for real.
Yeah, when you hide your board, or
I never even thought about that.
Like
hiding your board, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah, because I would do that sometimes.
I would put my hoodie over it, and then I better not see a skateboard.
Yeah,
I better not see a skateboard. That was a thing.
Or your shoes. Like I still get shit from my shoes.
Dude, I'll never forget that.
I'll skate in them every now and then. I make holes in them, but
God.
then, I remember, and I see people now. With like Vans, and they're all holy now, and they're all worn out. You know what I mean?
They're all
like a couple years ago, you would get shit for that. But I mean, I'm not trying to be like,
no, but I'm not bitter.
Well,
I'm not bitter about it at all.
You just noticed that. I'm glad that it's. A couple years ago, remember when it was like Life of Ryan and like Jackass and all that stuff?
Yeah,
that put a spotlight on skating. But it kind of went out again.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
I feel like now it's like here to stay.
It's not gonna go anywhere. You know what I mean?
And that, like, it's cool, and it's something that you can really tell people get joy out of,
For sure,
if they're
dude.
just starting out and they're exploring themselves and like.
It's cool to see. It's definitely cool to see.
Yeah, and to see where skating's going, because then it's something new for us, like
for sure,
that we get to see. When you're talking about Brianna gearing and watching the Olympics with,
it's like there's a girl on girl.
There's a girl on girl. The Olympics, the girls in the skateboarding, part of it were fucking amazing.
Oh no, yeah, man,
I couldn't believe how good they were.
They're fucking
what
insane.
I mean?
And their style, dude. Like,
not to say that they weren't, like they aren't good, but I'm just saying there's been a real shitty attitude towards like
not just that, but like
for a long time.
Yeah, exactly, and not just that, but like putting actual like the content of it, like, and thank God for Instagram and all that shit, because like I feel like before we were kind of guessing, like you're just like influenced by what you see in skate videos or whatever, and then you kind of just go with it. Now you could really dive deep into like, who that person is. Yeah,
not just like a ad.
So it's not even just the roots of it. Like the new roots of skateboarding are so deep now. Like it's almost like it's deeper than it was before, because like it would die. You know what I mean? And then
because it was only limited to like just the professional side of it. Now it's just like a thing you can do for fun all the time.
Straight up, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah. Because only pros were skating like in their 30s. Or in their late 20s.
And even they were having seeing all their interviews and shit on the nightclub. Like, dude, that's hard. Like like it's really hard. Yeah. It's not some easy shit. But that does go back to like local motivation and like, everybody like here. Not that you like are your city, but you do get kind of shifted into doing certain things or playing it safe, just because of the way that your city is moving, or like your peers or your family. You know what I mean? And that was definitely one thing that we never did. And even just skateboarding, like I remember, like I wouldn't be able to do shit because I was hurt, or like they're like, why you can't do this because what or whatever. But it would be excused if it was like in sports. Like if you're in sports and you roll your ankle, it's like, oh okay, yeah. Oh, you don't gotta do homework.
Yeah, they give you the cast.
Oh, take it home.
You see the people at school. Like
you're cool for getting hurt.
Yeah, they would like tweak their knee once.
Skating, my mom was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Go with like ace bandage all like put on half-ass at school.
Yeah, dude, for real. Smell like icy hot. Nah, that's why I hated icy hot, man. That's why I love Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm's a shit.
Tiger Balm.
That would be an amazing sponsor, Tiger Balm. If you're listening to us. I doubt it, but it's all good. But yeah, also seeing like the pressures of being Mexican Americans here. Like I think that's why they always saw like what we were doing as like not playing around, but kind of like a stage that we should have gotten out of, because they had to do it. Like once you're getting into like family and like really trying to like get yourself out of like not even just poverty, but just like trying to build and create a better tomorrow for your family or whatever. Like I know we've both seen that, and especially here in El Paso, you see it all like everywhere.
Yeah.
And now skating isn't like, if anything, it's like an opportunity that's like, cool, give him a board. Like, oh, he's gonna go crazy if not, just because of like times, but also like the city. It is cool to see all that shit. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. No, that's true. Growing up here, if you did like anything outside of like the lines of just like for utility, like for like, oh, you skate just for fun, like
yeah, people can't understand that though.
And like, no, well, you should be going to work.
And I always say this just because I'm Mexican. Yeah, but we have that, like, where it's like
definitely a thing here.
Well, you're not working.
Yeah.
Or what is that? What is it? What is it doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's mental health, if anything. You know what I mean? It's funny how we just push that completely to the side.
Like, you're not skating for a team at school. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the people that I knew in high school that played sports, like, they did it for the school. They weren't just like...
That's true.
There was only a small few that were like, oh, I like to play basketball on the weekends or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't... Or they had, like, their family had horses or something, and they would do something like that. But, like, as far as, like... Unless it was, like, bands, but... I don't know. With skating, it was different. It was like you skated and like all your uncles and your friends' parents or something, they would be like confused that you're still doing it.
Yeah, and then you do have that one cousin or like that one uncle that like actually supports you or knows, and then like he'll give you random stickers or like, oh, I found this board at the swap meet or some shit. Like, and that is like, that's cool. But I'm realizing that mentality has completely shifted just because of the direction of the sport. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's an actual sport out here that people, because you get laughed at, like, you know?
Yeah, and then also just in general, like the internet is allowing people to do things that they weren't allowed or able to do before. You know what I mean? So
And it's a fucking hell of a workout, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that? And I hate to like, this is like, I'm going off on a tangent,
No.
but do you remember that shit here? We had like, it's like El Paso was like the most obese city like in the world,
Yeah.
in like in like the fucking solar system.
Shit, yeah.
they're all
Fucking the galaxy. Or
breakfast burrito, lunch burrito,
Like, or like
dinner
bringing-
burrito.
We're like causing like a crater, just slowly breaking the tectonic plates.
Sidewalks are all fucked up. No, I'm playing so fucked up. But anyways, no fat shaming. I guess what I'm trying to get at is like,
No.
we did have a thing, like it was like we had a program here that was like, walk El Paso,
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
right.
do it for your friends, do it for your family. I
Mhm.
can remember that shit. Dude, I remember those commercials. They would show people walking, playing with basketballs, like fucking doing that bullshit where you hit, what is it, not tetherball. What's that shit where you hit the
Badminton?
No, you fucking idiot. What's that shit where you it's like tennis but with the little, like the fucking tiny little, it looks like a,
It's like a ball with like.
yeah, it's like a ball with like a skirt on it, like
Yeah,
what
it's
the
badminton.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
Is
that's
it
what it's called,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that shit. Is it
Yeah.
really called what? Badminton?
Badminton?
Anyways, it doesn't matter. Yeah, doing that bullshit.
Mhm.
And then rollerblades. And I was like, where the fuck is the board? You know, like, it was never a thing, like, especially in El Paso. But I think that's why, like, we get, that's stupid because it is. Like, they say, oh, you're cool. You're the cool kids. You're part of the cool kids? Oh, you think you're too cool. It's all, no, dude. I just wanted to skate. I was losing weight because I'm literally eating beans and rice every fucking day.
That's another thing.
And I don't want to do any other fucking sport because this shit's whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry that I like skating. Like, I had to apologize.
Yeah, no, I mean, we really get shitted on when it comes to like
Shitted on.
when it was like the safest place in El Paso. I mean, in the nation or one of the safest cities. That was cool, but like it was like the place for like the ugliest men.
Just El Paso gets shit on left and
yeah,
right.
which
Amen.
whatever. But yeah, with skating, it is a workout, and then when it comes to being like the diet of being Mexican,
Yeah.
we do get that's
Dude.
like a thing that I didn't know. Like,
Well,
I
to the
remember
point where the city's making a video like, hey, fat asses, you gotta walk. At least walk.
it's just food. You know what I mean? Like we're making stuff, but like our ingredients are kind of wonky. You know what I mean? Like I remember being like a kid, and what was it? The shit they use? And they're like, oh no, my grandma uses lard,
Oh, dude.
and I'm like, what do you mean lard? Because I remember like, you know what I mean? Like lard to me was like I hear it like in movies like as an insult or like lard ass.
Yeah, for sure. You didn't think somebody had like a fucking tub of it that looked like vanilla ice
like,
cream
what the fuck is this
in the
shit?
fucking fridge,
Like,
dude?
pull it down, it's like
I remember. Thank God my mom didn't cook with lard, but yeah, hell yeah,
we're
dude.
fucking cooking with lard. What the fuck?
Dude, snow-capped lard. At that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what does that even mean? Anyways,
Shit.
nah, I mean, you could apply that to any culture, but since we're Mexican, we're obviously
I'm
but
just
hey
making
man,
jokes.
I can honestly say like, cause we do get it. Like I feel youthful. I feel like like life is stressful and all that kind of stuff, but skateboarding has kind of like helped me with that, like, and like I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm flexible. I feel like I'm mobile, and I do know that chronic pain is like America's like leading disease. Like everyone, it's like literally that. Like people are just like on meds because they're like hurting. You know what I mean? And that's all like tied back to mobility. Like so, if playing it safe is like going to school, getting a job, fucking literally killing yourself, I don't want anything to do with that. I'd rather not play it safe. I think that's a good way to not wrap it up. But the moral of this episode is like it's okay to not play it safe as long as you have some kind of framework behind it, because I think that that's definitely caught on with skating and just like the creative endeavors in general, like in the world, you know, like because people are depending on certain things now, and it's changing. The world is completely changing, you know, and I think that that's why skating is thriving.
Yeah, like the number one, I guess the whole idea of skating, the spirit of skating is to adapt.
There you go. Getting somewhere with that.
Is adapt and to create.
Adapt and create.
Well, because like when it comes to skating, like you were talking about how it's changed over the years and how it's gone to like everybody, like, you know, like more women want to be involved in skating, and it's adapting and it's allowing a space. You know, it's not great yet, but I mean, it's on its way
for sure.
And then it's evolving, and they're welcoming in that.
Yeah, where the culture before wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, and then, you know, skating like past your 20s, that's becoming like a thing now, and there's more people like advocating for that and like making YouTube videos about how to stretch properly. And
it's like we're coming out of the closet. Like everyone is finally like coming out, and all of the shit that like they were holding back. You're right.
And like even like skating, that part of it, you learn to do that in everyday life. And even though at one point it didn't seem like a lot of the like being part of skating, like you couldn't live a normal life, you know?
Yeah.
I mean? Like if you were that much into it.
No,
like
no.
We were,
yeah, you're right.
It didn't seem like, how the fuck am I gonna live my life if like I fucking love to just like
go skate
and make videos and
it is hard, especially in a city where like
climb, like basically a lot of shit we were doing where it was illegal.
Bro, I'm selling cars now, bro. You're still skating?
Well,
no, I'm playing.
Yeah,
come on, let's sell cars.
Yeah. I guess there's something wrong with that unless it's like you're shaming the other person for skating.
Well, look, I'll tell. Yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. You apply it. It's like a case by case. It's not like this doesn't apply to like everything.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you can go back into it, like the style of it or like the diet and all that kind of stuff here locally, everything is tied back to booze and food. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we definitely do.
Because I mean, come on, like even
it's just work and drink,
working and drinking and families and working and drinking and families and burritos.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely no, yeah, it's not the most healthy.
No, it's not, but it is getting there. I know we're not where there is a lot of people that I would love to talk to that I know are working really hard to kind of switch that up. And I mean, I don't know enough about it to talk about it here on the podcast, but it would be cool to, you know, learn more about these things that we are noticing about skateboarding just locally, right? Just to educate people. All right. Well, that was a good talk right there. I think we can kind of wrap it up here. Again, we are sorry for not putting out this a lot earlier. We were just getting a lot of shit together because we are going both personally through changes, you know, with our careers and just where we're headed in the next 10 years and kind of mapping everything out. But we've definitely been working on some cool shit for you guys. Just another reminder, you guys can find the Sunset Tea at Chuco Relic, all 3 locations, and then Uptown Cheapskate. As far as this is Desert People Co., the brand, you will be able to find them at both East and West Uptown Cheapskate locations in the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to be working on some other shit as far as like merch for dirt surfers and just, you know, kind of figuring out the direction of where the podcast might go in the next couple of months, because this is really helpful for not just us individually, but the brand, for the city to kind of see like where we're going and to kind of project where all our creative juices are kind of ending up in. And the only way to do it is pretty much jumping on here and updating you guys. So with that being said, I do have something that I want to start doing because I know your Spanish sucks ass.
It does.
But you're getting better. But
I don't practice.
No, exactly. And so like it's huge in Mexican culture that we have like they're like dichos, which is like quotes or like, you know, sayings or whatever the hell. And I read one that made me laugh so hard because I mean my mind is crazy, but I'll read this to you and then you tell me what you think it means, and then I'll tell you like what it really means.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So, a fuerza ni los zapatos entran. So I'll repeat it. A fuerza, I'll say it like more like, a fuerza ni los zapatos entran.
Don't leave your shoes at the door.
That's hilarious. Nah. Don't. A fuerza ni los zapatos entran. So pretty much, don't leave your and they hit you? Is that what you're used to or some shit? Like your grandma, like, because they just mopped or some shit?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So you can't force your shoes to fit. You can't force your way into anything. So pretty much that's like
a fuerza. What is
a fuerza? Is like you're forcing, like you're forcing. So it's true. Like, so a fuerza ni los zapatos entran. So even trying to force your feet into shoes, like that, you can't. It won't go in. You know what I mean? Like, and that is like a lot
patience.
Of these. Yeah, patience and like, or just stop trying to put your foot in a shoe that doesn't fit.
Oh yeah. Or yeah.
You know what I mean? Like. Which is like it does like there's like we can go into a whole story about shoes, but like
so take off our clown shoes and put on our regular shoes. Right now.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But yeah, you just can't force your way into anything, and I think that we can both apply that because we're taking big leaps in what we want to be doing in life, and that actually kind of brings me. What were we gonna say? I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna ask you to repeat it so I can try and.
So now you got to say it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's this one right here.
A fuerza ni los zapatos entran. A fuerza ni los zapatos entran.
Good job.
Does that sound right?
Good. You know what's funny is that you probably would speak better in Spanish if you learn Spanish than you do in English, because it's all the way that we put our mouths, like the A.
Yeah, I have a voice that would be much better in Spanish. I can already tell.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's how we're going to be doing this. We're going to be practicing that shit. Bilingües way.
Nel.
Yeah, we'll do a couple
Nel way.
Nel. See, like, you know that, but you can't when they ask you, like, get agua? I don't, water? Over there.
Mi español es muy mal.
You want to go to the mall? All right. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I guess the moral of this episode is literally to adapt and create. Don't take the safe way if you know that there's another way to do it. And thanks for tuning in. We'll definitely be back soon with another episode of Dirt Series. Peace out.
You were recording that?